The Last of Us. Sarah Lives alternate timeline prologue. The single biggest divergence. Sarah survives the night of the outbreak. Joel and Sarah eventually settle in Jackson with Tommy. This changes Joel emotionally. He's still hardened, but not broken the way he was in canon. He's more emotionally available. He's protective, but not nihilistic. So when he saves Ellie in the hospital in part 1, right finger, he does it for Tess, not because Ellie is a replacement daughter. Right finger, and he tells Sarah the truth when they return. Sarah learns Ellie was the cure attempt. The Fireflies would have killed her. Joel refused to let that happen. This sets up Sarah's entire role in part 2. Rice Plant Part 2. The timeline shift. Why Ellie and Dina go at all? Because Tommy leaves alone, same as canon, feeling guilty and reckless after Joel's death. Sarah wants to go, Ellie wants to go. Dina chooses to go because she won't let Ellie travel alone. Marie tells Sarah, whatever happens, this stays between family. Sarah takes that very seriously. Day 1. The three enter Seattle ambush. They're attacked at the same location, but Sarah's presence drastically reduces the chaos. Sarah covers blind spots. Ellie misses. Dina doesn't panic as much. School. Right pointing arrow. Tunnel. Right pointing arrow. Streets. Sequences go smoother. Immunity. Pregnancy. Ellie confesses immunity to Dina. Dina shares she's pregnant. Ellie reacts badly. Sarah steps in and stabilizes the emotional meltdown. Dina isn't slowing us down. She's surviving. Same as us. Sarah fills the emotional support role Joel would have played. Day 2. The split. Dina is sick and mostly resting. Ellie and Sarah go out and run into Jesse. That night Jesse stays behind with Dina while Ellie plus Sarah push forward to the hospital. Because Sarah is there. Ellie doesn't fall for all the bait traps. Sarah corners Nora smartly by bluffing that they have Jordan as a hostage. Nora gives up Abby's location out of fear. Ellie wants to kill Nora. But during the argument Nora bolts. Sarah is forced to kill Nora when Nora tries to attack. The after-match scene between Ellie and Sarah. Hospital rooftop. Rain, sirens, low red emergency lights. Ellie and Sarah climb up the last ladder, soaked and shaking, adrenaline still burning under their skin. Ellie wipes the blood off her cheek. Sarah stands apart, hands trembling from what she did to Nora. Silence stretches between them. Heavy. Ellie, quiet, accusing. You didn't have to shoot her. Sarah, still catching breath. I did, Ellie. Ellie, I could have handled it. Sarah, number. You were losing control. Ellie's head snaps up, eyes sharp, hurt and defensive. Ellie losing it? I had her. Voice falters, I had everything under control. Sarah gently shakes her head. Not confrontational, just honest. Sarah, you were about to beat her to death. We needed information, not another body. Ellie's jaw clenches. The word body stings. She sees Nora choking, the spores, the chaos. Ellie, she told us where Abby is. That's all that matters. Sarah, sad, steady, at what cost? Ellie looks away, rage shifting into something more vulnerable. Sarah steps closer, lowering her voice. Sarah, look, I know what Abby took from you. From all of us. But if you go too far again, voice trembles, I don't know if I can bring you back. Ellie swallows hard, trying not to break. Ellie, Joel wouldn't want us to stop. Sarah's expression softens into something deep and painful. Sarah, number. Joel wouldn't want us to lose ourselves. The rooftop goes still. That line hits Ellie in the center. Ellie, so what? We just stop? Go home and pretend this is fine? Sarah, number. You finish what you started. But Dina can't. Not like this. Ellie's eyes snap up. Ellie, what do you mean? Sarah, resolved, I'm taking her back to Jackson. Tonight. Ellie's breath catches, betrayal flickers across her face. Ellie, we're supposed to do this together. Sarah, we did. We found Tommy. We got the name. We survived Seattle this far. But Dina needs safety. Not revenge. Ellie's voice cracks, anger hiding fear. Ellie, so you're abandoning me. Sarah puts a hand on Ellie's shoulder, steady, warm, firm. Sarah, I'm trusting you. Ellie goes rigid, swallowing emotion that threatens to spill over. Sarah, you don't need me to finish this. You never did. A long silence. Ellie finally steps back. Ellie, fine. Go. Take her. She wipes rain from her eyes. Ellie, but I'm ending this. Tonight. With or without you. Sarah nods, accepting, but not approving. Sarah, then don't be reckless. Joel didn't raise a monster. Ellie's breath trembles. Ellie, quiet, he raised both of us. Sarah freezes for a second, hit hard, then turns toward the fire escape. She climbs down, pausing halfway. Sarah, Ellie, don't make me come find your body. Ellie's voice barely holds together. Ellie, I'll see you at home. Sarah breathes in sharply, hope and dread tangled, and disappears into the shadows below. Ellie is left alone on the rooftop, trembling, rain masking tears. Ellie whispers, you better. Fade to black. The Last of Us. Alternate timeline. Day 2. Night. Theater departure. Interior. Theater stage. The theater is dim, lit only by a few lanterns. Dina lies sleeping under blankets, pale and exhausted. Sarah finishes packing the last of the supplies, water, medical kits, an extra jacket for Dina. Ellie stands nearby, arms crossed, anxiety buzzing under her skin. Sarah lowers her voice. Sarah, when Jesse wakes up in the morning. Tell him the truth. Tell him Dina's pregnant. Ellie hesitates, looks toward the sleeping Dina. Ellie, yeah, I'll tell him. Sarah gives Ellie a long, searching look, not judgmental, but protective. Sarah, you and Jesse find Tommy tomorrow. Don't split up unless you absolutely have to. Ellie tries to play it off, nodding too fast. Ellie, we'll be fine. Sarah stops in front of her. Her tone softens. Sarah, Ellie, be smart. Don't make this harder than it already is. Ellie's expression flickers. Anger, right pointing arrow, grief, right pointing arrow, fear, right pointing arrow, determination. Ellie, I'll finish it, and I'll get him home. Sarah nods, not encouraging the revenge, just acknowledging Ellie's resolve. She gently shakes Dina awake. Dina blinks, groggy, confused. Dina, it's time? Sarah nods. Sarah, we're going back to Jackson. You're not staying in this city one more night. Dina squeezes Ellie's hand. Dina, be careful. Both of you. Ellie's face tightens. Ellie, I'll see you soon. Sarah shoulders her pack, takes Dina's arm, and gives Ellie one last piece of instruction. Sarah, don't chase Abby blind. Don't make me regret leaving you here. Ellie almost smiles, almost. Ellie, go. I'll handle tomorrow. Sarah and Dina slip quietly out the theater's side door, into the rain-soaked Seattle night. Ellie watches them disappear, jaw tight, heartbreaking. Fade to black. Day 3. The Major Divergence. No Abby vs. Ellie. Theater attack. Morning. Theater backroom. Jesse wakes, confused. Ellie breaks the news about Dina. He reacts exactly like Cannon. Shocked, right pointing arrow, guilty, right pointing arrow, protective. But there's no panic about a missing Sarah, no frantic urgency. Jesse, we find Tommy. Then we go home. Deal? Ellie nods, even though she doesn't mean it. Seattle. Day 3 events. Ellie and Jesse move through Seattle the same way they do in the original timeline. They track Tommy, they push through WLF patrol zones, they fight through the marina, they reach the aquarium, they confront Owen and Mel, but the two key changes shape everything. 1. Ellie never loses the map because she isn't exhausted from the rooftop breakdown, and she isn't injured in a Sarah vs. Ellie argument. Ellie keeps her gear organized, tighter, more focused. She pockets the map right after the Owen-Mel confrontation. It never hits the floor. It never falls out of her bag. Mel never sees it. Abby never gets a hint about the theater. 2. Sarah isn't captured because she left Seattle. In the canon story, Abby finds the map. The theater notes a captured Tommy, a trail that leads backward to the hideout here. None of that happens. Sarah is halfway to Jackson. Dina is gone. Ellie and Jesse wipe their footprints clean. Tommy retreats with them, not captured. There is zero link leading Abby back to the theater. Result: no theater ambush. No Ellie versus Abby fight. No, I let you live, and you wasted it. Asterisk. Instead, Abby panics after finding Owen and Mel. She blames herself. She pushes Lev to leave immediately. They head to Santa Barbara to hunt the Fireflies. Just like originally planned, Ellie and Jesse regroup with Tommy. They leave Seattle without encountering Abby again. Ellie goes home with Tommy alive, Jesse alive, Dina already safe in Jackson. No trauma of losing Sarah, no psychological break from the ambush fight, no reason to fear Abby tracking her down, but she still has the guilt over Owen and Mel, and that guilt becomes the seed that replaces the canon Abby confrontation. Why Tommy still goes to Santa Barbara even with Sarah alive, even with Ellie and Dina safe, even with a baby named Joel. Tommy's core wound never changes. Checkmark 1. His guilt is unchanged. Sarah being alive saves Ellie from total collapse, but Joel still died in Tommy's arms. And in any timeline, Tommy still gave Abby their names. Tommy still survived. Tommy still feels like he caused Joel's death. Tommy still believes revenge is the only way to fix it. He still grew up in the same world where justice equals blood. He still can't forgive himself. This is key. Tommy is not driven by Ellie's revenge, he's driven by his own self-hate. Sarah's survival softens Ellie, but not Tommy. Checkmark 2. Maria still tells him, if you go, we're done. And this time it hits even harder, because Maria sees he is less physically capable. Jackson needs him. Joel is gone. Ellie is fragile. A baby is coming and Sarah is alive, Joel's daughter. Begging him to stay, but Tommy? He breaks. He chooses revenge over family, again, because he believes he doesn't deserve happiness while Joel is dead. It's heartbreaking, and perfectly in character. Checkmark 3. How Sarah reacts. Sarah tries to stop him, but she knows Tommy the way Joel knew her. Stubborn, traumatized, self-destructive, determined to protect Joel's memory. Sarah knows, if I don't follow him, I might never see him again. And Jesse agrees immediately because that's who Jesse is. This is why this timeline is amazing. Sarah is not going for revenge. She's going to stop Tommy from committing suicide by revenge. Collision where your timeline gets incredible. Tommy leaves alone at night. Maria is devastated. The next morning, Maria tells Sarah. Sarah's face goes pale. She knows exactly what Tommy is going to do. She tells Jesse, if we don't go now, we'll be too late. They gear up. Ellie and Dina don't go, because they have the baby and they're healing. So Sarah and Jesse become fire the rescue team, fire the ones who stopped Tommy, fire the reason Abby and Lev survive, fire the reason this world avoids total tragedy. It's such a powerful, circle-closing dynamic. Joel saved Ellie, Ellie saved Abby, now Sarah saves Tommy and indirectly saves Abby again. The capture, Tommy's POV, alternate timeline, Santa Barbara. Dusk, the sun bleeds orange over the decaying beachfront mansions, glass shimmering like broken teeth in the sand. Tommy walks alone, limping, a rifle tucked against his shoulder. He's older now, slower, but his eyes are sharp with something unshakable, purpose. And under that, guilt. 1. The trail. Tommy kneels beside a rust-eaten mailbox, fingers brushing over disturbed soil. 2 sets of prints. Light, quick, Lev. Deeper, dragging slightly, Abby. Tommy exhales through clenched teeth. Tommy, low, rough, knew you weren't gone yet. He follows the trail past a collapsed fence, toward an overgrown mansion sagging under ivy. The air shifts, too still, too quiet. A warning he ignores. 2. The snare. He steps into the yard. Snap! A steel snare clamps around his ankle. Tommy's scream rips out before he can choke it back. His leg jerks out from under him, slamming him to the dirt. Boots thunder in. Rattler number 1. Got another one. Don't waste him. Tommy raises his rifle, but a baton smashes into his wrist. The gun skitters across concrete. Another rattler slams a boot into his spine, pinning him. Rattler number 2, laughing. Old man thought he was a ghost. Tommy spits blood, tries to crawl, a stun rod hits his ribs. Electricity tears through him. His vision blurs. Tommy, hoarse, fading, Joel. I'm trying, brother. 3. The collar hands wrench his arms back. Zip ties tighten until his fingers go numb. A shock collar clicks around his neck. Rattler number 1. Welcome to Santa Barbara, Grandpa. They drag him through sand, his boots leaving a long, uneven trench. Tommy kicks, struggles, but strength leaks out of him like water. For the first time since Joel died, he looks close to breaking. 4. The holding area. A rusted door screeches open. The same concrete pens Abby and Lev were shoved into, now abandoned after the uprising. They toss Tommy inside like trash. He hits the floor hard. His ribs scream. His breath shakes. He rolls onto his back, staring up at the cracking ceiling. Tommy, barely a whisper, Sarah. Ellie, somebody. His eyes close. Everything goes dark. Sarah and Jesse arrive. The empty Rattler compound. Santa Barbara. Dawn. Gray morning light spills across the ruined coast as Sarah and Jesse crest a hill overlooking the Rattler mansion. The once alive compound is now eerily silent, the gates broken, fences torn apart, bodies scattered across the sand. Smoke rises from somewhere inside. Jesse lowers his binoculars, jaw tightening. Jesse, place looks like a war zone. Someone tore through here. Sarah's grip tightens on her pistol. Her face shows fear and fury. Sarah, Tommy. She starts moving before Jesse can respond. He curses and jogs after her. 1. Approaching the gates. Sarah steps over a corpse, a rattler with a crushed skull. Jesse flinches. Jesse, who the hell did this? Sarah doesn't answer. She pushes open the heavy metal gate, it groans like something dying. Inside the yard, the silence is suffocating. A bullet-riddled truck. Blood trails dragging toward the mansion stairs. Shackles lying in the grass. Sarah kneels, touching the blood. It's dry, hours old. Sarah, soft, controlled, this wasn't infected. Someone fought back. Her stomach churns. Tommy? Abby? The Rattlers against each other? She doesn't know, and that terrifies her. 2. The courtyard. They move deeper. Wind rustles broken palm leaves overhead. On the mansion steps, claw marks streak the walls, human fingernails. Jesse runs a hand through his hair. Jesse, I hate this place already. Sarah stops suddenly. Her breath hitches. There's a broken rifle lying near the wall, worn, scratched, familiar. Sarah, whisper, Dad's rifle. Jesse turns sharply. He kneels beside her, examines the gun. Jesse, this is Tommy's. No question. Sarah's throat tightens, eyes burning, but she doesn't cry. She stands, jaw clenching. Sarah, he's alive. He dropped it fighting. Jesse searches her face. Jesse, and if he didn't? Sarah snaps back. Sarah, he's alive. Her voice shakes, not from doubt, but from fear of admitting it. 3. Signs of a struggle inside the mansion foyer, overturned furniture. Spent shells, blood smeared across marble. Sarah kneels again, touching a footprint in dried blood. Small, barefoot. Sarah, this isn't Tommy's. Jesse, then who? A tense silence hangs. Then Sarah finds something else, a broken shock collar lying in 2 pieces. Her stomach twists. Sarah, Rattlers used those on prisoners. She can barely say the word. Jesse breathes out slowly. Jesse, maybe he broke free. Maybe someone helped him. Sarah forces herself to keep moving. 4. The slave pens. They reach a long concrete hallway behind the mansion. The smell hits first, sweat. Rust, rot. Cells line the walls. Most are open, empty, except one. Sarah runs toward it. Inside, a blood smear on the floor, a snapped zip tie, a dent in the wall. Like a head struck it and a trail dragging out the back. She presses her hands to the bars, heart hammering. Sarah, Tommy was here. Her voice breaks for the first time. Jesse stands behind her, silent. Then Sarah sees something in the sand outside the broken back door, boot prints. One dragging. Her breath catches. Sarah, shaky, he's hurt. But he walked out of here. Someone took him or he escaped. She looks up at Jesse, pure determination replacing fear. Sarah, we're close. We can still save him. Jesse nods, reloading his gun. Jesse, then let's move. They step out into the bright, rising sun, unaware they're only minutes away from Abby, and the moment that will decide everything. Meanwhile, Tommy, Abby, and Lev, all prisoners, separate, broken, unaware, Rattler compound. Prison block. The inside of the Rattler facility is a nightmare. Metal cages stacked like dog kennels, shock poles hooked to rusty generators, chains on the walls, whips, collars, and makeshift restraints everywhere. But the worst part is the silence. It's not fear. It's exhaustion. These prisoners have screamed so long they can't scream anymore. 1. Tommy, the broken hunter. Tommy is chained in a corner cell, away from the others. His ankle is mangled from the trap. His ribs are bruised from the stun baton. He's dehydrated, delirious, whispering Joel's name in half-conscious flashes. He tries to stay awake, leaning against the wall, because every time he sleeps, the Rattlers shock him awake. A guard kicks the bars. Rattler, old man ain't gonna last the night. Tommy looks up with one working eye. Tommy, raspy, go to hell. The guard shocks him again. Tommy collapses, shaking violently. 2. Abby, the fight's been beaten out of her. Abby is in a different row of cages, the punishment row. She's shaved, thin, malnourished, barely recognizable compared to Seattle. The Rattlers broke her physically, but not spiritually. She spends every moment watching Lev's cell across the yard, whispering, "Abby, weak, I'm here. Just hold on." Lev tries to smile back, even though he's choking back tears. But here's the heartbreaking part. Abby has no idea Tommy is here. Tommy has no idea Abby is here. They are suffering 10 yards apart, but their cages face opposite directions. 3. Lev, the kid WHO refuses to break. Lev is in one of the harsher cages, because he tried to escape once. His back has lash marks from a whip. He still tries to be strong, even joking weakly. Lev, to Abby, "At least they didn't shave my head." Abby smiles through pain. "Abby, you'd look terrible bald." They keep each other alive. 4. Passing moments, close, but not close enough. At one point during feeding time, Tommy and Abby cross within 10 feet of each other. Tommy is dragged past in a collar. Abby is on her knees, hands zip-tied. Their heads hang low. Their faces are turned away. Neither looks up. Neither recognizes the other's presence. It's one of the cruelest ironies of this timeline. 5. The guards talk, and almost connect them. 2 Rattlers lean against a fence, smoking. Rattler number 1. "You see that big one? Should have seen her fight. Broke Marlon's jaw." Rattler number 2. "Yeah? Well, the old guy ain't bad either. Nearly took my eye out." For a moment, their voices overlap. Names almost said. Connections almost made. But no one listening is conscious enough to piece anything together. 6. Tommy is fading at night. Tommy shivers uncontrollably. He hears Abby's cage rattling from across the yard, but thinks it's infected. He hears Lev crying, but thinks it's someone being tortured. His vision is going. His breath is shallow. He whispers, "Tommy, Sarah, Ellie, someone, please." He is dying. If Sarah and Jesse don't arrive soon, Tommy Miller will not survive. Seven days later, Sarah and Jesse infiltration, a finale built on love instead of rage. Night, fog rolling off the ocean. The ruined Rattler compound sits hollow, like a dying beast. Sarah and Jesse move like ghosts through the shadows, quiet, efficient, nothing like Ellie's fury-driven rampage in the original timeline. Their goal isn't revenge. It's saving Tommy. And stopping the cycle Joel died thinking Ellie could break. 1. The approach, no rage, just precision. Jesse signals with 2 fingers. Sarah nods. They spread out, classic Joel plus Tommy formation. The style Sarah grew up watching. No shouting, no exploding walls, no bodies everywhere. They take down the guards with quiet takedowns, zip ties, chokeholds, and single silenced shots. Every kill is a necessity, not an emotional outburst. Jesse whispers, "Jesse, you're doing good, Sarah." She doesn't reply. Her mind is only on one thing: find Tommy. Bring him home. 2. The cage block entrance. They slip down the concrete hallway toward the prisoner pens. Sarah's breathing gets faster. Panic, dread, memories of losing Joel, fear of losing the last piece of him. Jesse puts a hand on her shoulder. "Jesse, hey, we get him. No matter what he looks like, we get him." Sarah nods, shaky. 3. They find Tommy. They reach cage 12. A figure lies motionless on the floor, barely breathing. It's him, Tommy. His beard is overgrown, his face bruised, lip split, eye swollen shut. His ankle is mangled. He looks smaller, somehow. But when the flashlight hits his face, his eye cracks open. He sees Sarah. A man who has survived 25 years of apocalypse finally breaks. Tommy, hoarse whisper, kid. That you? Sarah drops to her knees so fast she almost falls. Sarah, Dad, I'm here. I'm right here. Tommy reaches a trembling hand through the bars. Sarah grabs it. Tommy lets out a sound, half cry, half laugh, half disbelief. Tommy, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have come. Sarah presses her forehead to his hand. Sarah, I'm here because you are. Jesse kneels beside them, watching the moment with a soft, pained expression. Jesse, let's get him out. Sarah picks the lock with shaking fingers. 4. Tommy collapses into Sarah's arms. The door swings open. Tommy tries to stand. His legs buckle immediately. Sarah catches him, lowering him gently. Tommy, weak joke. Guess I ain't 20 anymore. Sarah smiles through tears. Sarah, you were never 20. Tommy laughs, the first real laugh since Joel died, then winces in pain. 5. But then Sarah sees her as Jesse helps Tommy to his feet. Sarah's eyes drift to the next row of cages. She freezes. Because in a cage not 10 feet away is Abby. Gaunt, shaved, bruised, half-conscious, barely recognizable. Lev lies in the next cage, small and still. Sarah's breath stops. Jesse whispers, Jesse. Sarah, hey, don't do anything crazy. But Sarah isn't angry. She's shocked, confused, horrified. This girl, this brutal killer she imagined in her head, is now a starved prisoner barely alive. A person who's clearly suffered the same hell Tommy has. Tommy turns, sees her. His whole body tenses. Tommy, don't open that cage. The room goes silent. Sarah looks between the two cages. Tommy broken, Abby broken. One caused Joel's death. The other is Joel's last surviving family. This is the moment the entire timeline pivots. Scene. Sarah confronts Abby in the cage. Location. Rattler slave pen. Night wind hissing through cracked metal. Flashlights distant. Human coughing echoing. Sarah, Jesse, and Tommy have just freed Tommy. Jesse is watching the perimeter. Tommy is weak, limping, shaken. Sarah is scanning the cages for other survivors. And then she sees her. 1. Abby is unrecognizable. Abby is sunburned, thin, dehydrated, beaten, hanging by her wrists, barely conscious. Her braid is gone. Her voice is hoarse. Lev is slumped beside her. For a moment, Sarah doesn't recognize her. Then she does, and her world stops. Her breath catches. Her hands curl into fists. Her pulse spikes. This is the woman who killed her father. And Sarah has imagined this moment 1,000 times. But not like this. 2. Jesse notices the shift. Jesse, low, Sarah, you okay? She doesn't answer. She steps closer to the cage. Tommy watches anxiously, knowing exactly what's about to happen. 3. Abby lifts her head, barely. Abby forces her eyes open. Mud crusted on her lashes. Her face blistered from sun exposure. She squints. She sees Sarah. At first she thinks it's a hallucination. Then Abby whispers, voice shredded. Abby, you look like him. Sarah's jaw clenches like she's been punched in the gut. She hates how much that hurts. She hates that Abby can see Joel in her. 4. Sarah steps closer. Her voice is low, trembling with emotion, not rage but something deeper. Sarah, you killed my dad. Abby doesn't deny it. She breathes shallowly. Her head bows. Abby, I know. 5. Tommy steps in, protective. Tommy, Sarah, we need to move. Rattlers'll be back any minute. But Sarah doesn't move. She keeps staring at Abby, not with hatred, but with pure, soul-deep conflict. This is everything Joel died trying to end. The cycle. The revenge. The impossible choices. 6. Lev stirs, whispering. Lev opens his eyes just enough to see Sarah. Lev, please, help her. It hits Sarah like a bullet. Abby killed Joel, but she saved Lev. She could have killed Ellie in Seattle, but didn't. She could have walked away from the Firefly's demands, but couldn't. Everything is complicated. Everything is broken. Everything hurts. 7. The Shirley Jackson moment. Sarah grips the cage bars so hard her knuckles go white. She leans in close to Abby, voice breaking. Sarah, do you know how long I dreamed of this? Finding you. Ending you. Making you feel what I felt when he died. Abby doesn't flinch. She doesn't beg. She just listens. Abby, weak, then do it. Jesse tenses. Tommy steps forward. Tommy. Sarah. But Sarah doesn't move. Her expression shifts, from rage, to grief, to something heartbreaking. 8. Sarah's decision hits like a gut punch. She doesn't open the cage. She doesn't kill Abby. She whispers, Sarah, I'm not you. Abby's eyes well with tears, a mix of shame, relief, guilt, grief. Sarah turns away, voice raw. Sarah, Jesse, get Lev out. We're taking them both. Tommy is stunned. Jesse nods, quietly proud. This choice changes everything. Sarah isn't forgiving Abby. She isn't excusing her. She isn't forgetting Joel. But she's doing the one thing Joel wanted, ending the cycle. Scene. If I leave her to die, it just flips. Rattler slave pens. Moments after Sarah decides to free Abby and Lev, Tommy is shaking, from hunger, exhaustion, and the emotional whiplash of everything Sarah just said to Abby. They stand a few steps away from the cage. Jesse is freeing Lev, who is barely conscious. Abby hangs from her restraints, watching them with hollow eyes. Sarah turns to Tommy. 1. The conversation that breaks Tommy. Sarah, quiet, steady. Tommy. Tommy, frustrated, wounded. What? Sarah swallows hard. This is the line her whole story has been leading to. Sarah, if I leave her to die, this doesn't end. It just flips. Tommy looks like she stabbed him. Tommy. She killed Joel. Sarah's eyes shake, because everything in her wants to agree. But she answers anyway. Sarah, and you came here to kill her. That's the same thing. That hits Tommy like a physical blow. His chest caves. He shakes his head, refusing. Tommy, no, no, I ain't. Sarah steps closer, voice gentle but unwavering. Sarah, you're repeating it, Uncle Tommy. Joel died trying to stop this. Tommy's eyes glass over. The truth breaks him open. He breathes like he's drowning. Tommy, voice cracking. Kid, I don't know how to live with what happened. Sarah's voice softens, pain and love together. Sarah, then start by not making it worse. Tommy can't speak. He can't even look at Abby. He just nods, barely. It is the closest he has ever come to forgiveness. Not for Abby, for himself. 2. The escape. They move fast. Jesse supports Lev. Sarah helps Abby stumble forward. Tommy covers the rear despite his cracked ribs and limp. Gunfire erupts behind them. Spotlights sweep the yard. Dogs bark. Prisoners scream. Sarah kicks open a utility door. They sprint through an old maintenance tunnel, sand pouring through cracks overhead. A rattler rounds a corner. Tommy shoots first, hands shaking, years of instinct carrying him. Abby almost collapses. Sarah catches her. They push through the tunnel until sunlight. The beach. Freedom. 3. The ending, your timeline's emotional peak. All 5 of them stumble onto the sand, gasping. The ocean wind stings Abby's burnt skin. Lev leans on Jesse, half-conscious. Tommy collapses to his knees, exhausted. There are boats, supplies, water, a chance. This is where they split. 4. Sarah gives Abby a backpack. Abby and Lev prepare one of the small boats. Their bodies are shaking from dehydration and trauma. Sarah approaches Abby slowly. For a moment, neither speaks. Then Sarah holds out a backpack, scavenged from the Rattler supplies. Inside, water jerky, a knife, bandages, a map of the coast. Not forgiveness. Not friendship. A second chance. Sarah, don't make us regret this. Abby's face crumples. Not with guilt, not with grief, with something quieter, respect. She nods once. Abby, horse. I won't. Lev looks at Sarah through swollen eyes and offers the smallest, gentlest nod. Sarah nods back. 5. Abby and Lev depart. They push their boat into the waves. The tide catches them. Their silhouettes drift toward the horizon, toward Catalina Island, toward the fireflies, toward whatever comes next. Tommy watches with hollow eyes. Jesse puts a hand on Sarah's shoulder. Sarah breathes deep. The wind carries the last echo of the revenge cycle away. Final shot. Sarah, Tommy, and Jesse walk back up the beach together. Not healed, not whole, but free of someone else's war. Joel would be proud. Return to Jackson. Ellie doesn't lose everything. Wyoming. Late afternoon. The farm sits quiet under a soft golden sky. Wheat sways gently in the wind. A horse grazes near the fence. The house looks the same as Ellie left it, but what waits inside isn't broken or empty this time. Sarah, Tommy, and Jesse ride up the hill. Tommy is stiff in the saddle. Jesse carries supplies. Sarah breathes deeply, steadying herself. This is the conversation she's been rehearsing the whole way home. They see Ellie on the porch, rocking quietly in a chair. Dina steps out behind her. Baby Joel, JJ, in her arms. The moment Ellie spots Sarah, she freezes. Not fear, not anger, just shock and relief. 1. Ellie gets up slowly. Ellie walks toward them, eyes scanning. Tommy bruised, Jesse tired, Sarah dirty but alive. Ellie's voice is barely a whisper. Ellie, you found him. Sarah nods. Sarah, we got him home. Tommy steps forward, guilt obvious. Expecting anger, but Ellie simply wraps her arms around him, holding him tight. Ellie, muffled, don't ever do that again. Tommy's voice breaks. Tommy, yeah, I know. 2. The walk into the barn. Ellie and Sarah later, while Dina talks with Tommy and Jesse inside the house. Ellie and Sarah step into the barn alone. Ellie sits on a hay bale. Hands shaking slightly, PTSD still gnawing at her, but no longer consuming her whole life. She looks at Sarah, waiting. Sarah sits across from her, not forcing anything. Ellie speaks first. Ellie, you let her live. Sarah nods. Ellie stares at the ground. Ellie, I need you to tell me why. Sarah breathes slow. This is the hardest part. Sarah, because killing her would have kept us stuck right where Joel died. And I want us to move forward. Ellie's jaw clenches. Sarah reaches out, gently touching Ellie's wrist. Sarah, you're not losing me. You're not losing Dina. You're not losing your family. Not again. Ellie's breath shudders, a quiet sob she tries to swallow. Ellie, I wanted to finish it. I really did. But, when you told me what you did, it felt like I could actually breathe. Sarah smiles softly. Sarah, then I made the right call. Ellie wipes her eyes, finally meeting Sarah's. Ellie, I'm not mad. I'm not. I think I understand. It's not forgiveness. It's something better, acceptance. 3. Healing instead of breaking. A week passes. Ellie doesn't lose her fingers. She doesn't destroy the guitar. She doesn't leave Dina. Instead, Ellie plays music on the porch again. The same songs Joel taught her. Her hands tremble sometimes, but she keeps playing. Sarah sits beside her, humming softly or just listening. Dina brings baby Joel outside, placing him in Ellie's arms. Ellie looks down at the baby, the symbol of their second chance, and she smiles. A real smile. 4. Tommy and Jesse rebuild. 2. Tommy stays at the farm for a while, guilt finally easing as he watches Sarah laugh again. Jesse helps fix the fence, cook dinner, and keep the peace. He's become the anchor of this weird, broken, beautiful family. 5. Ellie and Sarah. Final sunset scene. They stand at the edge of the property as the sun dips low. Ellie, you saved all of us. Sarah shakes her head. Sarah, no, we saved each other. Ellie looks out over the golden field. Ellie, thank you for not letting everything fall apart. Sarah puts an arm around her shoulders. Sarah, that's what family's for. Ellie leans against her. For the first time since Joel died, Ellie feels at peace. Not healed, not perfect, but whole, and she keeps everything she would have lost. The Last of Us. Alternate ending. Full epilogue. Dina and Sarah. Tommy's apology. Jesse and Sarah. Final family montage. 1. Dina's private conversation with Sarah. Farmhouse. Kitchen. Evening. The house is warm and quiet. Baby Joel sleeps upstairs. Ellie is outside feeding the sheep with Jesse. Dina stands by the stove, stirring soup. Sarah walks in, tired but alive. Dina turns, eyes full of gratitude and something deeper, relief. Dina, Sarah, can we talk? Sarah nods and joins her. Dina sets down the spoon, her voice soft but steady. Dina, you brought them home. Ellie, Tommy, even Jesse. I don't think I've ever thanked you. Sarah looks down, embarrassed. Sarah, you don't have to thank me. I just did what anyone would have. Dina, no. She steps closer. Most people wouldn't have. Most people would have let Tommy go alone. Let Ellie go alone. Let everything fall apart. Sarah swallows, overwhelmed. Dina continues. Dina, Ellie came back because she trusts you. She stayed because she believes you did the right thing. You gave her a future. You gave us a future. Sarah's eyes soften, a small, emotional smile forming. Sarah, she deserves peace. All of you do. Dina nods, eyes glossy. Dina, thank you for giving her a chance to find it. They share a quiet, warm embrace, one built on respect and survival. Not obligation. 2. Tommy's emotional apology to Ellie. Farm, barn. Late night. Ellie sits on the barn loft, staring at the guitar. She's thinking, not grieving. Not spiraling, just sitting with the weight of things. Tommy limps up the stairs, hesitant. Tommy, Ellie, you got a sec? She nods, patting the spot beside her. Tommy sits, exhaling shakily. Tommy, I owe you an apology. A real one. Ellie looks away, uncomfortable. Tommy, you were right to be pissed at me. I pushed you, after Seattle. After losing him. His voice cracks on the last word. Tommy, I should have protected you. Not dragged you back into hell. Ellie shakes her head. Ellie, Tommy, you were hurting. We all were. You didn't make me go. I chose to. Tommy, still. I didn't see what that was doing to you. And I'm damn grateful Sarah did. Ellie smiles slightly. Ellie, she saved us both. Tommy nods, wiping his eyes. Tommy, I won't disappear again. Not unless it's to protect you, not hurt you. Ellie leans her head on his shoulder, something she never did before. Ellie, good. I need my uncle around. Tommy breathes out, the guilt finally evaporating. 3. Jesse and Sarah, what are we? Farmhouse porch. Morning. Sarah and Jesse sit side by side, drinking coffee while the sun rises. Jesse kicks the railing lightly. Jesse, so, Santa Barbara. Saving Tommy. Saving Abby and Lev. Saving Ellie from herself. Hell of a trip. Sarah laughs. Sarah, yeah, definitely not a vacation. Jesse looks at her, something warm in his eyes. Jesse, you know, you didn't have to come with me. Or go after Tommy. Or keep Ellie from burning everything down. But you did. Every time. Sarah shrugs, but she's smiling. Sarah, what was I supposed to do? Sit at home while everyone I love walks into a war zone? Jesse raises an eyebrow. Jesse, everyone you love, huh? Sarah freezes for a second, then nudges him playfully. Sarah, don't make it weird. Jesse, oh, it's already weird. I just want to know where we stand. Sarah sighs, but her expression turns sincere. Sarah, I don't know what I'd call it. But, you make me feel safe. Even in the worst places. Jesse grins. Jesse, good enough for me. They sit together as the sun rises, not defining it, not rushing it, just being. 4. Final montage, the piece they all deserved, musical note, soft guitar chords, Ellie playing Joel's song, her fingers are intact. Her music survives. Musical note, Dina rocking baby Joel by the fireplace, Ellie kisses the baby's forehead, smiling. Musical note, Sarah teaching Ellie a new breathing technique, helping her through PTSD, grounding her. Musical note, Tommy fixing the broken fence with Jesse laughing, genuinely, for the first time in years. Musical note, the five of them eating dinner at the table, warm light, soft chatter, the sound of cutlery. The baby babbling. Musical note, Ellie watches them all, finally understanding what Joel wanted for her, a life. A real one. Musical note, Sarah sits beside her, nudging her gently. Sarah, you okay? Ellie nods. Eyes full of a peace she never thought she'd feel. Ellie, yeah, I think I finally am. Fade to black.